Okay, before we put in any numbers, let's have a quick look at how this data exchange actually works and what it looks like. So if I say start putting in some color information into Lightwright, let's see what happens. I'm gonna have a 2-color wash in my design. I'm gonna have a nice amber and a blue. Unit 1 on LX3 is going to be my first victim, and I'll put in Li162, a nice little skin tone. Now in Lightwright, if you don't press enter and you just click somewhere else after putting information into a field, the information disappears. You have to press enter to commit that information. So that does take a little bit of getting used to, but it's one of those quirks in Lightwright. You have to do that. That's how it's different from Excel, which makes it a little unintuitive. But make sure you press enter and the information stays. Now you can see Li162 is in here, and it's recognized that it's an amber, and put a little swatch there. Lightwright recognizes most of the common lighting manufacturers like Lee, Apollo, GAM, Roscoe. So let's have a look in Vectorworks. Now, of course, the information is here now, but I haven't actually created a label legend yet. So if we click and select our unit, you'll be able to see in the object info that Li162 is here. Let's quickly make a label legend so we can actually see it nicely on our plan. Let's call this one generic. We're gonna want to have a very simple one with just unit number, color, and channel. Put the channel in a circle. Now you can use different layout symbols here as the sample. Obviously it'll apply it to other units, not just this layout symbol, but this is the one that will appear in your key later on. So I'm just going to press OK. Make it active. That means everything I enter from now on will automatically have this assigned. It doesn't mean that it assigns it to the existing units. Oh, I've done that. Let's edit the 2D layout. So I'll make sure the information actually shows where I want it to show. Channel at the back of the unit, color at the front, unit number in the center. Now don't worry that this unit number phrase is bigger than the lantern. The actual numbers are going to fit. Exit. And now I need to actually make sure that these existing instruments have this assigned. And the quickest way of doing that is using the find and modify command in Spotlight. I'm just going to select find all lights whose selection status is false. That's 58 objects. It's because I've actually got one selected. So I'm just going to cancel it and unselect that one just to make sure I catch them all. So all lights selection status is false. Assign this label legend. It only has one in there at the moment. So 59 objects will be affected. Press OK. This is now going to assign it to all of the generic lights, but not the moving lights, because they're not in the sense of Spotlight, how Spotlight sees them lights. They're specifically moving lights. So I'm going to go into it, find and modify again, and select moving light. And you can see if I find all moving lights whose selection status equals false, it finds 4 objects. And I can do the same. And assign this label legend to them. So you can see the circles are appearing everywhere, and now on my plan as well I can see that the color has appeared. So the next thing I'm going to do is on my unit number 2 enter this information in Vectorworks. So this one is going to be Roscoe 61, which is a lovely light blue, and there we go. So the information is now here. And if I go back into Lightwright, I see this information has synchronized across, and it's recognized the Roscoe color as well. You can see a difference in the color though. This is interesting because what that means is that the information has come from Vectorworks if it's brown, and it has come from Lightwright if it is green. So this is a good way of quickly seeing where information has come from when you've entered it, which can be quite useful when you're trying to work out why something's gone wrong maybe, or you know, where a particular piece of information sits. The reason that in my view here all of these are green, all of these dots and all of these in the channel are green, is because earlier on I experimented with something and then I got rid of that information again. On yours it should probably all be red for not having had any information in it in the first place. So this is how you can very quickly put in information. Another trick, if you now want to add this color into another unit, if you highlight it and then on Mac press the Option key, you'll see the cursor turns into a brush. On a PC that's Control and Shift, on a Mac that's the Option key. So I can then brush this information in somewhere else. So if I highlight Roscoe 61 and Option click here, I can brush Roscoe 61 into this one. So rather than having to retype it, you can very quickly use this sort of brush feature to put things in. Now at this point I suggest I'm going to start actually numbering my channels, because that makes it much easier for me to then put in all the color information for the rest of the units.